Welcome to the Emirates Arena, where we've got a Scottish Athletics Invitational here with a whole raft of world-class athletes, including Georgia Bell Hunter and Keely Hodgkinson, looking to continue their preparations towards the Worlds in March. We've got 6 races this afternoon in Glasgow. We've got 2 1500 metres, 2 800 metres and also 2 400 metres, with Keely Hodgkinson going in the 400 metres in our final event here this afternoon.
Quick glimpse then of Jack Higgins winning 7.78 there, and a very capable athlete. He'll be wanting to certainly build on some excellent form down in Birmingham a couple of weeks ago. Alongside him there is both the pacemaker Ryan Martin, 8.05 in the green, and a glimpse there of Tom Graham Marr of Aberdeen Amateur Athletics Club. He's a 3:42.38 runner, and he'll certainly be looking to build on that, having a season's best, also a personal best, in the course of the last 8 weeks since the turn of the year. Andrew McGill, 6th place in the mile, held here in January towards the end of the month. Called then to their marks. Away they go then. So when the runners come into the home straight and down, they will see that there's 7 laps to go, and naturally Ryan Martin then makes his way into the lead. And Ailey, you've got a breakdown of the expected times then during the course of this 1500. Andrew McGill sitting in 4th place at the moment, but it remains the 2 Higgins brothers, the twins, just in front of James McMurray. McMurray, a 3:37.72 runner as well, and we mentioned he improved his personal best recently. As the athletes now take the bell and looking to break clear now is Jack Higgins, showing his skills as a 1500 metre in recent time, but followed all the way by James McMurray.
Yeah, they're kicking on. This could be some battle. You can hear the crowd just getting really excited there as they went into that final lap, because these two just made a little bit of a kick and a spurt on, and they're really pushing on now. They're working hard, just trying to get as close this time as they possibly can.
Higgins grimacing as he's going to be able to break the tape to win the race. 2nd place is McMurray, and 3rd place, an excellent piece of running as well.
And he's done it. He's absolutely smashed that. So he's got that qualifying standard of 3:36 flat by running 3:35.63 there, or what the clock says there. So unofficially 3:35.63 there. So incredible racing there.
McGill through in 3rd place, but it's been an excellent spell for this young man there. Jack Higgins taking the congratulations of his fellow athletes, and I'm sure everybody at Tonbridge Athletics Club will be delighted that he's made that time. He's reached that significant mark as we get to see the start of the race again. And all credit once more to Ryan Martin, because you don't want to forget the significance of a pacemaker just doing the job he was gone out to do, and producing an excellent finish to this race, because with 4 laps to go he'd set everybody up very nicely indeed. What a way to start this series of 6 races, and there is confirmation. Jack Higgins 3:35.60 ahead of James McMurray from St Albans, 3:36.17, and Andrew McGill finishing 3:37.69. So we quickly move on then to the women's 1500 Invitational, again with a pacemaker, with Jill Cherry running. Lucia Stafford over from Canada, a 4:02.03 runner. Nolan of Luton Athletics Club, again twice at the Olympics, and she's enjoyed European indoor success last year with a bronze medal. Erin Wallace of Giffnock North Athletics Club is then alongside Molly Hudson, who starts in lane 1. Molly of Derby Athletics Club, a 4:10.02 runner. So the athletes then called towards their marks, and away they go first time. So the pacemaker Jill Cherry has immediately worked her way, as expected, to the front of the race. The athletes bunched up. Reeve Walcott Nolan just sitting in 3rd place at the moment. 3 supporting runners there, and then a long gap opening up between them and the final 4.
Yeah, it's almost like two races here. We see obviously the calibre of the girls at the front there. They have broken away now, and they crack on now that Jill is stepped off the track. But yeah, it's going to be a nice battle here between these three athletes. Erin Walsh just kind of at the back of that group. She's just targeting those girls and just sitting there looking fairly comfortable. Sometimes it's hard when you're the leader and you just know those girls are using you at the back there, but all three of them pushing on. I think they seem to be picking up the pace a little bit there as well, but looking comfortable. This might come down to a bit of a sprint finish on these last couple of laps.
So Lucia Stafford of Canada leads the way into that back straight once more. We've got Nolan sitting just behind in second place with Erin Wallace in third, and then a significant gap to the remaining group of four runners as they come into the home straight once more, and they will see that they now have 2 laps to go.
Erin Wallace obviously part of that M11 group that we've pretty much all of them are here competing tonight, the likes of Georgia Hunter-Bell and Keely Hodgkinson, and yeah, she just looking like she's just wanting to push on a little bit there. Again, Revy Walcott-Nolan looking reasonably comfortable.
Eva Lloyd, I can see, has made a break from the bunch of 4 runners towards the back, so she's breaking clear into 4th place as we see the runners again once more coming through. A lap to go then. They take the bell, and the sound of the bell greets Lucia Stafford, who's in front of Reeve Walcott-Nolan, and sitting behind and beginning to drift back a little bit is Erin Wallace.
Here goes Revy.
And suddenly Nolan looking to try and make a break and pass the Canadian runner Stafford. Does she have anything left? Again, Walcott-Nolan looks very comfortable now into running very early on in the race, biding her time, coming into the home straight and gliding towards the finish line. And is she going to be able to get inside 4 minutes? Not quite. 4:01.49 the unofficial time, and the athletes coming through there. Stafford and Wallace made a huge contribution to that race, and it was indeed in 4th place there Eva Lloyd who was able to claim 4th overall, but an excellent piece of running all round.
Oh yeah, I mean, a beautifully run race there by Revy Walcott-Nolan. I mean, she just sat in there comfortable. At one point I thought Erin was just putting a little bit of pressure on her, but it's almost as if she felt that and she just sort of pushed on again and then just made that break. And yeah, with that last lap to go, she just looked so comfortable, so majestic, and then beautiful down that home straight, just pulled away, nice open strides. I mean, even I think she just ran a 1500 metres.
And of course the pacemaker's role was so important. But Walcott-Nolan then waiting to that final lap, into the final 200 metres, and then again just using the bend, was able to pull away from Wallace, and then she was up against the Canadian runner, using the length of that back straight to overtake, and at that stage you felt that the end result was inevitable. A glimpse of the results then from that women's invitational 1500 metres. So confirmation, Walcott-Nolan winning in a time of 4:01.50. Lucia Stafford from Canada 4:03.58. Erin Wallace finishing in 3rd place.
And a very interesting lineup of athletes that join us for the 800 metres, Ailey. Ethan Hussey, the Leeds City Athletics Club athlete, perhaps the pick of the bunch from this lineup, the quickest man on paper, season's best so far of 1:46.57. And Henry Fisher, a Blackheath and Bromley Harriers athlete, the club that Dean Asher Smith runs out of, goes in lane 4. David Race, he was a victor here only a few weeks ago in the EAP event over the same distance. He'll be hoping to go again and pick up the victory here, the Gateshead Harrier. And then Matthew McKenna, one of the fastest youths in his development stages in Europe, and they're off and running, and Mickey Ayling will be tasked with getting off the curb and dragging the athletes round a few times to try and get onto that standard time, because on paper this is looking like it's going to be a fast race.
Yeah, and so they've got this long stagger now, which means that it's important for the pacemaker to really get themselves in a good position at that break, not cause any dramas, not block anybody off, but make sure they're nailing that pace as well. So like I say, the target is around about 51 flat for that first 400, and nobody really seems to be going with that pacemaker just yet, so we'll see how that unfolds. I think he's maybe clocked, he's maybe gone a little bit faster. I just saw a little check back there, and he's maybe thinking, hold on a minute, I've maybe just gone a little bit too fast that first lap, but let's wind it up now and hopefully get to that first 400 in around 51 seconds.
A little pump of the brakes, but in behind is Ethan Hussey in 2nd position, and Ayling exit stage left, and it is Hussey to take on the lead.
He was a little bit quick, but not too bad through that first 400. But these guys know their pace, they know what they're capable of, so they're all looking quite comfortable there and still on target, I think, for a quick time here as well.
Matthew McKenna sandwiched in between the full group in third position. It is Hussey that's going to take the lead. He's closely followed there by Henry Fisher. So that's your 1, 2 and 3 in this 800 metres. And there's a little bit of distance between the top 3 and now the bottom 2 who are starting to just pull away.
This is the trouble with the indoors. You're limited to when you make those moves, and particularly in the 800 metres, you know, it's you have to make that move and commit to it as well. But these guys are actually reasonably sped, that nobody's close enough to make that move. And as you see him coming to home straight, it just looks like he's going to hold on here for this victory. Yeah, Hussey's put the accelerator on, dips for the line, and it is McKenna who's going to take second as well. Unofficial time of 1:46.50 on the clock. But it was a good race there from Hussey. He looked relatively comfortable, but he's certainly put all into that race, because you can see him there hunched over, needing to get a bit of air in the lungs, but it's a victory nonetheless. Yeah, a good competitive race. It started to slightly detach, but you can see in the final kick and the final lap it was very tight between the athletes, but it was Hussey just to hold on and make sure that he just kept McKenna and David Race at an arm's length. So confirmation of the standings there. Hussey 1:46.48. It is a season's best for him. And Matthew McKenna in behind, just under a second behind him. A season's best for David Race as well. And then in 5th place, Joshua Mungin with a personal best of 1:48.49. So we move on to the 800 metres invitational in the women's event, and Sophia Vidak is on the outside, and then Georgia Hunter-Bell is in the next lane. An Olympic bronze medalist at 1500 metres and European silver medalist, is one of the standout figures in this event. Georgia Hunter-Bell starting in lane 5. She has got a clear personal best compared to the rest of the field. Only Katrina Bissett is the only other athlete to go underneath that 2-minute mark. Georgia Hunter-Bell with 1:54.90 is a personal best. Yeah, and I think the target today that they're looking for from the pacemaker is around about 1:56.20. So obviously Georgia, you know, this is within her grasp. So it might just be a case that she goes with the pacemaker herself, and it becomes almost, like I say, 2 different races here.
And Sophia Vidak is taking the lead in this one and has just got Hunter-Bell on the shoulder. Vidak, who was ran a PB at the AAP event here a few weeks ago, ended up 4th place in that event.
So her target is to go through the first 400 in about 57 flat. But Georgia looks, you know, well up there. I did think at one point she was maybe trying to push the pacemaker on a little bit, but she looks nice and comfortable now, and she's nailed that almost a bit quicker than 57 flat. So pacemaker's done her job there as well.
Yeah, just dipping underneath the 57-second mark, and there is that gulf between Georgia Hunter-Bell and now Bissett and Simpson, who are trailing in 2nd and 3rd, and it is an exhibition of class at the moment from Hunter-Bell, showing all of her experience and all of her talent here in Glasgow, because she's going to be taking the bell with a healthy advantage against the rest of the field. Yeah,
this is almost an exhibition here of the talent that we see from Georgia Hunter-Bell. You know, and not over. We know obviously hugely talented over 800 metres, as also 1500 metres as well. The range that Georgia Bell has is incredible, and you can just see this now, and what a joy to watch it live as well, and just to see how, you know, fluent she looks and how comfortable she looks. Not sure how comfortable she feels, but she's definitely looking nice and strong coming down this home straight.
Very comfortable in full flow as she's going to take the tape, and it is a good performance. And in behind, going to take 2nd place is going to be Katrina Bissett, and unfortunately it's a pull up there for Emily Simpson just in the final stages of trying to aim towards the line and fight for 2nd position. Unfortunately for the Sheffield athlete, she has had to pull up and just drift off of the track, but it was an exhibition race there from that woman, Georgia Hunter-Bell. An excellent race and a clear gulf between herself and the rest of the field.
This is a chance for us to just get confirmation, as Dale mentioned a bit earlier on, and covered the race that Georgia Hunter-Bell won in a time of 1:57.80. Katrina Bissett finishing in 2nd place, the Australian athlete, and Emily Simpson pulling up just in the home straight. and a quick glimpse at the two runners that will be taking part in this 400 men's invitational race. Thomas Hockley and Lewis Davey, and we get a glimpse there of Lewis Davey, personal best of 44.91, his season's best 46.45. Lewis from Newham Essex Beagles, and the Harrow Athletics Club runner, they are just about to approach his blocks. Thomas Hockley, 46.82, his personal best. Away first time, no problems at all there. So 2 laps off the track, and Hockley and Davey will go together. A straight race between these two. Expected, as Ailey mentioned, a little bit more traffic as they peel away from their outside lanes into the bend then and into the final lap, and it's Davey who leads.
Yeah, a really hard first lap there, about 22 flats that Lewis Davey went through there. You just see him a little bit tying up down that back straight, and Hockley has got him in his sights there, and it's whether he's just going to make that distance there and catch in that home straight. But it's a really great battle between these two.
Hockley certainly coming round on the bend as he left just a little bit too much to do. Davies hanging on. A quick glance at the clock, 47.14 the time, and Lewis Davey, well, his season's best was 46.45, so just a little bit outside of that. But Thomas Hockley certainly running him down, but not quite being able to catch him on the line.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. Lewis won that break there and was able to sort of dictate the race. I almost felt like just down the back straight in that second lap, we almost seemed to just, I don't know if we almost went to slow down, or maybe just because Hockley made a real kind of surge in him down that back straight, but whether he was just trying to make sure he had enough to come in down to that home straight, where he ended up being able to hang on to that win. But a really good battle between the two, considering it was just the two of them in that race. It can be hard when it's just two of you in it.
There's confirmation, Lewis Davey winning the men's invitational in a time of 47.12 seconds. As we get a glimpse of the 4 female athletes that will be taking part in the women's indoor 400, and we'll get a glimpse now of Keely Hodgkinson. She'll turn round to the camera, I'm sure, give us a smile when her name is announced. The Lee Harriers runner, Tess McHugh, just on her inside. Isabel Boffey will be running out of lane 3. But this is a very deliberate decision for Keely Hodgkinson to take part in this 400 metre race. Tess McHugh then of Sale Harriers Manchester, and she's a 52.62 runner, and her personal best, her season's best, 52.78. There's the roar for Keely Hodgkinson, who's been introduced to the crowd, and Isabel Boffey will run out of lane 3, 53.21, her personal best. Away again, first time, and athletes quickly into the running. Good start from Stoney out on that far side, but all 4 have started very well indeed, and Keely Hodgkinson looking just to try and close down Lisa Stoney as they come into the bend, and Hodgkinson will want to be there or thereabouts as they peel off now into lane 1 and take the bell.
Well, that's what it comes down to, and Keely's had just held off there and maintained that first 200 metres there to win the break, and what an amazing run this is. She just looks so majestic. You would not think she is an 800 metre specialist, you would think she's a 400 metre specialist the way she is running this race. It is so impressive.
Shown tremendous strength, an effortless run as she comes off the bend then into the home straight, leaving the others in her wake and cutting across the line, no problems at all. Louisa Stoney finishing in second place, McHugh and Buffy finishing third and fourth, but a marvellous piece of running there. And well, she came with a particular purpose then to again test her strength and speed indoors over a shorter distance, and she certainly delighted the crowd. I'm sure she'll be pleased with her efforts today. Oh,
she absolutely smashed that. I was thinking to myself before that race, if she can run round about 52 flat, that would be a really impressive performance. But to go sub 52, but to run it the way she ran it, that was incredible. I would be having her in my 4x4 team when we were running like that. That was incredible. I mean, she got it at the break, which is what you need to do in these races. You know, she was My worry was maybe that, she may moving up the speed over that first 200, against the 400 metre specialist, but she did. She made sure she fought for that break, she got it, and then she was just down that back straight of the second lap. She just looked so strong and so comfortable, and she was pulling away from them.
We'll get confirmation of the results and that time. It's a new personal best then for the Lee Harriers Athletics Club runner. Keely Hodgkinson winning in a time of 51.49 seconds. Louisa Stoney from Belgrave Harriers in second place, 52.37. Then Tess McHugh just finishing in front of Isabeau Buffy.
Hello and welcome back down trackside, because I've been joined by the 400 metre invitational winner in Keely Hodgkinson, and it's been a busy 2 weeks for you after the world record and coming to Glasgow. But just tell me a bit about the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been fun, exciting. I've enjoyed it all. I was really excited to come and do a 400 here. I heard the track's pretty quick, and I haven't been able to do 400 for a good 2 years because of some injuries. So yeah, it's a good day to complete one, and with a good time to go with it as well.
And obviously you're a very popular athlete, because you can see the spectators round here in Glasgow have been flocking down to see and congratulate you. But tell me about what's it like coming back to Glasgow?
Well, it's a bit like it's home, isn't it, really? It's still the UK, so it's not often we get to race on UK soil. So having the opportunity to come here, my coach, the World Scottish Athletics, kindly let us bash your event, so thank you so much for that. It helps us in prep for the World Champs. So yeah, grateful, happy and healthy.
So tell me, where does the 400 metres fit into your prep for the World Champs?
I'd like to consider myself more of a 400, 800 type athlete, and I still work on the 400 all the time. I just don't really get to race it often. So to be able to fit one in was great, and it's also a bit of fun. Sometimes just constantly doing 800 can get a bit much, so it's nice to do something different.
And then how do you feel after that race? Obviously a really good time, 51.49. Is that fitting into your plans?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's outright PB, to be fair, so got to be happy with that. Yeah, I don't really get a chance to practice it much, and that last 100, I could feel myself falling apart. So kudos to the forerunners, because that's tough.
And then obviously looking ahead to the next couple of weeks when it's the World Indoor Champs, do you feel a lot of pressure? You feel like you're the athlete that everybody's gunning for at the moment, with the world record and obviously with the Olympic medal in behind as well. Do you feel that pressure?
Not really. Pressure is all in the mind, I think, and if anything, it's pressure for myself. I've not done a World Indoors yet, so I'd really like a world title. It's a privilege to be in this position, and hopefully I can fulfil what everybody and myself wants.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, and best of luck at the Worlds as well, so hope you go well.
Hi, I'm Keely Hodgkinson. Go ahead and subscribe to European Athletics YouTube channel.